Ladies and gentlemen, what's poppin'? It's your boy Sim,
And this your boy Mike.
and we are back after a hiatus on Off the Clock Sports. A long hiatus, that is.
Yeah, a little too long.
A lot of stuff going on, man. So, yeah, it's been a long hiatus, but we're back with some NBA power rankings for the week of January the 8th, 2024. Some of the things that we see might surprise you,
Definitely surprised me.
except for the bottom three.
Yeah, the bottom three.
It's pretty much the same
Yeah, across the board. All the way
across the
across.
board. You know what I mean? But we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, NBA.com, CBS, and ESPN. Check out these power rankings. So, yeah, let's take a look. Well, the first thing is we see that OKC is number one with the NBA.com.
Yeah.
Number one. They're the number one team in the NBA over Boston, over Denver, over Minnesota. What do you think? Okay, I mean, listen, they're good. I'm not gonna lie, they're good.
Yeah.
They're a good defensive team. You know what I mean? They're definitely a really good offensive team. The Knicks played them and they destroyed the Knicks on both sides of the ball. You know what I mean? They get their hands in the passing lanes defensively. They get a lot of tips. They get a lot of uh, deflections, a lot of steals. And then, they got scorers all across the board. They can knock down the three. They can take it inside. SGA is definitely an all NBA player. You know what I mean? They are very, very tough to stop.
Yeah, they're firing on all cylinders right now. I just don't know if I could put them as number one team right now. I feel like they're top five, definitely. Maybe top three. I don't know. I feel like that should always be right now Boston or Denver. Maybe yeah, pretty much Boston and Denver.
Boston or Denver?
Yeah.
I guess so. Boston, Denver. I mean, I guess Milwaukee's really not doing well right now. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Milwaukee, I mean, well, I don't want to say they're not doing well. They lost their last two. They're 25-12. They're second in the Eastern Conference. They got the fourth best record in the league, fifth best record in the league behind Denver. So I guess you can't say that they're number two or three. So I think you would have to go with Boston. I mean, Boston, they've won 8 of their last 10 games. 11-8 on the road, 17-0 at home.
Yeah.
How can it not be Boston?
Well, did did they beat Boston this season? Oklahoma?
I don't know if they played. I'm not
Yes.
sure. I'd have to look at their, the games that they've played. I mean, now I guess it can be OKC. It doesn't have to be Boston because everything is going to be, that's why they do weekly power rankings, right? Everything is going to be, what have you done for me lately? What is it right now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, right now OKC is definitely a team that's rising. They're number 2 in the Western Conference. They're 7-3 in the last 10 games, 10-6 on the road, 14-5 at home. And they're playing tremendous basketball. It's crazy, a team that, I mean, last season, I mean, they weren't like terrible last season, but they were a team, they were, a playing team, right? They were 10th
Right.
in the
Right.
Western Conference last season. You know what I mean? And they've made but with the addition, I don't want to say the addition, but Chet Holmgren, He was injured last year. He's considered a rookie this year. I mean, 7-footer. He can handle the ball like a guard. He can shoot it from three. He can post up a little bit. Skinny is, toothpick, but he gets the job done. He's stronger than you think he might be.
Right.
You know what I mean? He can block shots. They got something going in OKC.
I'm just looking at their schedule the last several games that they've had. I mean, yeah, they beat Washington, but they only beat them by 8 points, 136 to 128. They lost to Brooklyn, 124 to 115. I mean, they lost to Atlanta, 141 to 138. They beat Boston 127 to 123. That's a value win.
Okay, so they beat Boston,
Yeah.
the number one team. They beat Boston.
They also beat Denver,
They also beat Denver.
119 to 93.
What happened with those other teams?
I mean, even I don't understand. Washington, you beat, of course, but why is the score so low? I mean, so close. I don't know. I mean, they got 2 high value wins against. Well, actually, they beat Denver twice this season.
I mean, man, losses to the Nets and the Hawks.
Yeah.
They also beat the Nets. They went on like a 6-game winning streak, 5-game winning streak, where they beat the Timberwolves, they beat the Knicks, they beat the Nuggets, they beat the Nets, and they beat the Celtics.
Right.
That's what's getting them. That's what's ranking them. And who knows? We'd have to look. Who knows if there were injuries or anything like that against the Hawks and the Nets? But that's what's putting them there. Not to actually, they beat from December 16th till yesterday. They beat Denver twice.
Right.
Within that time frame.
They beat Denver the last time they played them on the 29th of December. Beat them pretty heavily.
119 to 93.
Right.
They smacked them.
Denver couldn't even get in triple digits.
That's like one of our girls' high school scores.
Yeah.
Getting smacked. I mean, I think it's up for debate. They're definitely a good basketball team. They're going to be, they're going to make the playoffs. They're on the rise. There's no doubt about it. Then the NBA has Boston at number 2, Denver at number 3, Minnesota at 4, Clippers at 5, New Orleans at 6, Philadelphia at 7, Milwaukee at 8, Indiana at 9, and the Knicks at 10. Besides OKC, is there anyone there that you think is? I mean, that probably is the best 10 teams in the league. You can argue Dallas, you can argue Miami, you can actually argue Orlando.
Yeah.
New York and Orlando have the same record right now. I think they're both 23 and 15.
Yeah, I wouldn't have Orlando down that far. They would definitely be maybe not in the top 10, but they'd be Dallas and Orlando be fighting with the Knicks for the 10.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. And
on that particular
on that particular
list.
ranking.
Yeah.
The New York and Dallas play they play this week. Tonight the Knicks play Portland. I'm expecting the Knicks to run through Portland. If they don't, I'll be highly upset. But I'm expecting them to run through Portland tonight.
They should. They should be able to handle
They
them.
should. They should. But you know what I mean? It's like a trap game. The Knicks are on a 4-game win streak. They can make it 5 if they beat Portland. Then they play Dallas, right? So that's going to, the 2 teams with about even records.
Right.
I think Orlando should be higher than 15.
Oh, definitely.
They're good.
Definitely.
Orlando is good.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Right now in the Eastern Conference, as we speak, Orlando is 5th in the Eastern Conference. Right? Miami's 4th, Indiana's 6th, Cleveland is 7th, New York is 8th, but they're all 21 and 15 from 4 down to 8 in the Eastern Conference. They're all 21 and 15.
Yeah.
With Orlando's serious. They're for real.
Shoot, they just beat Denver on the
They're for
5th.
real. You know what I mean? They're a strong team. And I'm expecting them to make the playoffs now. Indiana's surprising a lot of people. They don't play any defense, but their offense is crazy. Indiana.
Oh, yeah. They put up a lot of points. More than at one point, they were the, league leading scorer
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are now, but they're probably still close. You know. Um, Other than that, it's hard for me to argue with anyone else. You know what I mean? Phoenix is at 14. Just right now, Phoenix is just not very
Yeah.
good. They're not
No.
good
No.
right now
They
until everybody
struggling.
can get healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As soon as, as a matter of fact, the Knicks were playing Phoenix a couple of weeks ago, and it was the first game, the first or second game was the second game that Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker were playing together, and Bradley Beal gets hurt, sprains an ankle, and goes out. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
So,
think Bill was back yesterday. Didn't they
okay,
just play the Clippers? I believe they just played the Clippers,
did they?
right?
Okay. So, I mean, Phoenix is going to be down the totem pole until they can prove that they can win some basketball games. Or well, they can get healthy and then win some basketball games. Yes, they lost to the Clippers 138 to 111.
Yeah.
Yep, they're 19 and 18 on the season right now. I don't know about that experiment between those three. I mean, I guess if they can stay healthy, then maybe they can get something going. Bradley Beal did play 34 minutes. He had 15 points, 3 rebounds. Devin Booker had 20 points. Kevin Durant had 30. But they just don't have enough depth on that basketball team.
Right. They had 0.
You know what I mean?
They
And
had 0.
but the Clippers have found their footing though.
Yeah, after their mudslide down the hill.
Yeah, because in the beginning of the season they traded for James Harden. They were already sliding,
Mhm.
and then James Harden came. They lost a bunch of games more, but now they've
Yeah.
they found a groove. They found a groove, and they've won, 7 of their last 10 games. They're 23 and 13 on the season.
Yeah, they really turned it around. Uh,
Yeah,
I
so
gotta give them tons of credit. I wasn't thinking they were gonna be anything this season, and, like, they went on a 3, 4, 5, 6, like a 10-game win streak,
yeah, they were killing. They were killing.
and they beat Denver. They beat Golden State, Denver,
Mhm.
Utah, Portland,
Mhm.
Sacramento, Golden State again, New York, Indiana, Dallas,
Right.
before losing to Oklahoma.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully the Knicks are getting ready to go on a 10-game win streak. That's what I need. They're on 4. We got 6 more to go, baby. 6 more. The Knicks have had the hardest schedule in the league up until this point. Now the schedule is going to start to lighten up. So we'll see. CBS, they have something totally different than NBA.com. The top 10 is similar, but they got the orders flipped a little bit. Miami's in the top 10 for CBS. The Pelicans are in the top 10. Oh, well, Pelicans are in the top 10 for NBA.com too. But CBS, they have Boston, Denver, the Knicks, OKC, Dallas, Minnesota, Clippers, Miami, Philadelphia, and the Pelicans in the top 10.
Yeah.
The order is
Yeah,
different. They got the Knicks at 3.
'cause and then Dallas was number 10, I'm number 11 in NBA. CBS has them with number 5,
Number
so
5.
that's a jump. So,
Right. Your thoughts on the Knicks being number 3?
I kinda like it. They've been showing out this year. They won
They're
some
hoping. I mean,
they definitely hooping.
they've won 4 in a row since the OG trade. They've won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
It looks different. Obviously, I'm a Knicks fan, right? So it looks different. There's a lot of spacing on the floor. The defense has been better. Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson are killing the league right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like killing the league. And Julius Randle's proven that he's legitimately an all NBA player. Jalen Brunson, I think, has proven that he's an All NBA player. So I mean, are they? They just smacked Philadelphia not too long ago. They a couple of games ago. Then next night they beat up on Washington. They beat Minnesota, who's one of your top 10 teams. They beat Milwaukee on Christmas Day. They lost to Milwaukee on the 23rd. They beat them on the 25th. This was before the trade. They haven't beat Boston yet. They've played Boston 3 times. They've lost all 3 times. All right. They do play them 2 more times.
And that's the thing about New York right now. They don't have a lot of quality wins. They have a lot of wins, but I mean,
That's
they
true.
beat Milwaukee once, and they beat I
Beat
guess you could
Minnesota.
say Phoenix once.
And I don't know.
I don't
I
know if
don't know
that's
if
a
you
quality
consider
win or not.
I don't know if you consider
Yeah.
that a big win.
Yeah.
You know, like us Knicks fans, we were waiting for the Knicks to get some statement wins.
Right.
When they beat Milwaukee on Christmas, that was a statement win. And then when they beat Minnesota, we considered that a statement win. When they just blew
Right.
out Philadelphia, we considered that a statement win. So most recently, they've gotten some statement wins. Hopefully they can keep it up. But up until that point, they hadn't really had any. I think, they beat the Clippers when they first traded for James Harden, but at that point, it wasn't really a statement win because the Clippers weren't playing well.
Right. I mean, the next statement game will be against Dallas.
Right.
And do you consider Memphis
No.
because they lost Ja, right?
Yeah. I mean, they've been, they haven't been good all season. Then when they got Ja, they started winning some games.
Right.
Now he's gone for the season with a torn labrum. So that's definitely
Um,
not. I mean, I think that the Knicks they should beat Portland tonight. I think they can beat Dallas. I think they should beat Memphis and then Orlando. The Knicks got smacked by Orlando a couple of weeks ago. This would be a get back game at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, that's an early Monday game.
Yeah, it's Martin
Oh,
Luther King's Day.
woo.
If they
All right.
beat, I mean, the Knicks are gonna have a chance because they can beat. I mean, they should be able to beat Orlando, right? Good basketball team, but they can beat them.
Right.
They can beat Houston. They just blew out Washington. They should beat them again. And then that game against Toronto, that's a big one. I mean, the Knicks are going to have a chance to go on a streak. They've won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're going to have a chance to hit that 10 in a row. If they can get somebody, if they can beat Dallas and beat Orlando and not get tripped up by these other teams. We talk about the Knicks having a 10-game win streak.
Sure. If they could beat Denver, that'd be a statement game right there.
Yeah, well. Yeah, well.
And Miami.
Well, they beat Miami already.
I have they.
Yeah, they beat Miami. But I mean, I want to beat them again, but they beat Miami.
Oh, yeah, early in the season. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I mean, if they can beat Denver, that's definitely a statement game right there. And they'll be able to say, yeah, we're one of the best teams in the league if they can do that. You know what I mean? With the OG trade, they look so much better with the OG trade. So, we'll see where it goes. We'll see if they're actually that team. Again, Orlando at 12. I guess that's pretty cool. I think they're better than Indiana because I think their defense is better than Indiana.
Defense is definitely better than Indiana, but Indiana just puts up points.
They put up buckets. Yeah,
They make you have to go score
Yeah.
130 points against them to
right,
win.
right. Now, can we explain? Can Milwaukee at 14?
That's pretty low.
Milwaukee at 14. I don't understand that one.
Yeah. I mean, they just have like a little mini losing streak. So
I mean, but a mini losing streak drops you all the way down to 14. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, let's see. They lost to Houston, they lost to Utah.
Mhm.
They barely beat San Antonio by 4. They lost to Indiana twice in a row. Yeah.
So this is what they say. They say something is rotten in Milwaukee. Less than 48 hours after Giannis complained that the Bucks needed to be better in every facet of the game, they went out and allowed 132 points in a home loss to the Jazz on Monday. They've now lost 4 or 5 games, with their only win in that stretch, a close one over the Spurs. Not great.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess that's their explanation. But sheesh, they dropped 11
11
spots.
They were at number 3, and they dropped 11 spots over that.
Right.
Whew. But I mean, Indiana, those are losses against a good team.
Yeah.
San Antonio, you definitely should be winning by more than 4 points, especially a Milwaukee team. They should be winning by like 24 points.
Yeah.
You should be beating Houston, and they should be beating Utah, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. I mean, teams are going to go through rough stretches.
Yeah.
I don't think that drops you down to the 11th best team in the league. I mean, the 14th best team in the league.
Yeah.
Because if the playoffs were to start, I think, maybe they wouldn't get it in gear. Who knows? I don't know. I don't think they're fourth.
But I guess the other teams that are ahead,
excuse me,
had better wins,
weeks.
better
Right,
weeks.
Right. Yeah. I don't see anybody else there. I mean, Miami, I would probably replace Milwaukee with Miami or Miami with Milwaukee.
You'll drop Miami out?
Yeah, I don't think they're top 10 team in the league. I mean, even though in the standings right now, they are fourth in the Eastern Conference, but they're tied with, Orlando, Indiana, Cleveland, and New York. I don't know. I think with the addition of OG, that's what makes the Knicks so much better right now. I don't know. Maybe they are. It's so hard. It's so jumbled up in the East between Miami, Orlando, Indiana, Cleveland, and New York. It's hard to say which team really comes out of that pack. And then ESPN, Boston, LA, Clippers, OKC, Philadelphia, Pelicans, Milwaukee, Denver, Miami, Minnesota, and then the Knicks at 10. I don't know if there's anybody there that deserves to be higher. They got Indiana pretty low compared to the other two. NBA.com has Indiana at 9. CBS has Indiana at 11. ESPN has Indiana at 18. Orlando at 16. I still don't think Orlando's that low.
Whew.
And Toronto at 12. Over Orlando?
They're not showing. Nobody's showing Orlando any love right now.
Come on. I mean, I know, they picked up Emmanuel quickly and RJ Barrett, and they might be good fits there. And they've won. They're 3-1 in the last 4 games. But come on, man. ESPN is bugging. I don't think Toronto's 12. You know what I mean? Over Orlando's a team that's been showing it all season long.
Right. Yeah, they're tripping.
What are we doing? Now they haven't, I know lately they haven't been playing well, but I don't know. I think next week we should do our own rankings.
Hey, I'm down for it.
I'm putting the Knicks at number 1.
Of course you are.
I'm putting the Knicks at number 1, no matter what.
I can't put neither one of my teams in the top 10 or top 15. Just can't.
Who? Either one of your teams. You can only have one team.
You can have more than you can have 2 teams.
Can't have a backup team.
It's not a backup. I mean, both even if it's my backup team, they suck too. So come on. It's not like I'm saying
You're supposed to have
my
one
team and then like Denver. I'm not saying that. My teams right now are what, LA and Washington. Come on.
2 terrible teams.
2 terrible teams. Give me some type of credit. Neither one of them are probably make the playoffs.
The Lakers aren't terrible.
Oh God, they're terrible since they won their I'm a Charles Barkley, they're terrible since winning the in-season championship.
Yeah, next week
Tyreek said I can't have two teams too. Come on, man.
You can't have two teams.
I have two teams.
You can't have
They're
two
terrible
teams. You got to
teams.
pick one.
They're terrible teams.
You got to pick one. Then the other one is just a standby or something, whatever you want to call it.
I try to root for both of them, but then I turn
How
the
can
TV
you?
off.
Well, what about when they play each other?
I don't even watch it.
I mean, like, I'm a Knicks fan. I enjoy watching Philly. I enjoy watching Boston.
Yeah, but
I enjoy watching, other teams. I enjoy watching them play. But when they play the Knicks, it's all about the Knicks. I'm not a fan of those teams. I just enjoy watching them.
That's because y'all New York people are different.
What you mean? We rock with the Knicks.
Exactly.
Not
That's
Brooklyn,
what I'm saying.
the Knicks.
That's what I'm saying.
Most of us.
Yeah.
Brooklyn got all the,
What?
whoever. They got all the fair weather fans. You know what I'm saying? They got all the gentrified fans.
Oh, wow.
That's what they got. For real. It's a couple true Brooklyn fans, but how can you be a true Brooklyn fan when they were first New Jersey? So they got the gentrified fans.
They had the fans that came from New Jersey when they were New Jersey.
From New Jersey?
Wow.
And they had no fans either.
And they had some fans. When Kid was there, they had fans.
They were still struggling to sell out the Meadowlands. They didn't have no fans. They had ugly uniforms and no fans.
Then they had Kid, they had Martin. They had a nice
squad, but that didn't mean they had fans. Why do you think they moved to Brooklyn? Because they thought they was going to get more fans.
Because they didn't want to pay the rent with New York.
You know what I'm saying? There ain't no fans there either. And now in Brooklyn, like, the fans are they're not like real hardcore fans. There might be a couple. There's no real hardcore fans. They just
ain't got nothing out there now.
They leave the Nets game and go to Starbucks, Whole Foods. They ain't thinking about the Nets no more. They just go just cause it's around the corner. You know
$5 tickets.
They go because it's around the corner, but they don't got no real fans.
No real fans.
Knicks got some real fans.
Whew.
Real fans. You know what I mean?
Y'all are. I will give y'all are some real friends because y'all been struggling. Y'all been there with the struggle.
We stick it out. The Garden is sold out.
That was the ramen noodles and hot dog struggle, boy.
No doubt. Throughout, the Knicks got 17 wins. The Garden sold out.
Yeah.
Knicks fans is on it. My chat is still my chat is still blowing up. Knicks is losing. Everybody's still in the chat arguing, mad about the Knicks losing. You know what I'm saying? Real fans.
Yeah.
Traveling fans that travel to other arenas.
Yeah, took over DC.
Took over Capital One Arena
Saturday
the other night.
Was that Saturday night?
Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday.
Took over Capital One.
Yeah. But it's only a 3-hour drive.
But most of the people are here in DC that's going to the game.
That's true.
DC and Maryland, most of the people are here that's going to the game.
Yeah. I mean, I witnessed it firsthand last season.
Yeah.
One of the games, I was like, holy, nothing but New York Knicks fans here.
It's going to get worse because the Wizards are trash. So it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Going to take over DC. I got a couple of people that hit me up about doing some watch parties, just watching the Knicks games. Nobody want to do Wizards watch parties.
No.
I have to do Knicks watch parties.
I mean, unless you got
matter of fact, the Knicks play the Wizards on what's the date that the Knicks play the Wizards next? It's coming up. It's this month.
Are they play them again?
This month for the last time, January 18th. We should have an early practice and then do a watch party somewhere. See how many Wizards fans comes out. See how many Knicks fans come out.
Ratio of like 40-1.
Yeah, that'd be dope. But, ladies and gentlemen, next week we're gonna do our own power rankings, compare it to NBA.com, CBS, ESPN, You know, because we're gonna be back pretty soon. You can see a slightly different studio setup, but we will be back consistent and even more consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we appreciate your time, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna head up out of here. NBA Power Rankings for the week of 1/8. We'll be back in a day or two
Yes,
with some
sir.
more NBA updates. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.